G'day everyone, how's it going? It's Lazarus here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about 5 fish that you should avoid when you're keeping live plants in your aquarium. This will save you the hard way of learning which fish are not suitable with aquarium plants. These are only 5 though, so you need to do further research on the fish that you want to get to make sure they don't eat any aquarium plants. But make sure you stick around to the end so you don't miss out on any important info, and consider subscribing as I do weekly aquarium videos that I think you'll enjoy. But without any further ado, let's get started. So first up on the list, and this list isn't in any specific order, but first up we have the silver dollars. Now these are pretty common aquarium fish. They are a very beautiful fish, and they're basically like a little piranha. They're going to be a schooling fish, so they like to be in groups of 6 or more. Try to keep it nice and big, plus they do get to a pretty big size, meaning they will need a big tank. So they're great with all your massive fish, and usually in those monster tanks you don't really put an aquascape in there, more like a hardscape. So it makes sense that you wouldn't put plants with this fish. But if you do have something like a 50-gallon, you might have some live plants in there, but you'll probably say goodbye to them pretty soon, because when you do introduce them into the tank, they are a vegetarian. They will devour those aquarium plants, and they're gonna pick those stems clean of any leaves. So basically any plant they'll take munches into, and they'll basically destroy it. So to avoid any dead plants or eaten plants, try to not get the silver dollars for your planted aquarium, but you can make a really nice hardscape and have these fish in there. A big school, not really great for planted aquariums, but still a very cool fish. So maybe you have goldfish and you're thinking they're fine with your plants, and you're wondering why your aquarium plant's dying. That might be because goldfish are another plant eater. They are very notorious to eating aquarium plants, and since they are a bit of a vegetarian, they will eat that occasional algae on the glass when they're really hungry, but they're gonna eat your aquarium plants. And I haven't had any success keeping any aquarium plants with my Ranchu goldfish. If you want some sort of bushy look or aquatic plant look in your aquarium, try to find some realistic looking aquarium plants. There's actually some plants that you can keep with goldfish. Put a video I did on keeping aquarium plants with goldfish. The link will be above if you want to check it out after the video. But goldfish are by far the most popular aquarium fish in the aquarium industry, so no wonder most people would be coming to this video having goldfish and wondering why their plants are disappearing. If you have aquarium plants that are on the goldfish's list, I advise you move out those aquarium plants, or you can just let them eat them, whatever you want, and get some plants that they're not going to eat. Okay, so number 3 on the list we have the Mbuna Cichlids. So this includes the yellow labs and any of your African cichlids that are usually hanging out in the rocks. That's what Mbuna means. When you're keeping Mbuna cichlids, usually you should have a rocky setup, and you might have a few plants here and there, but Mbuna cichlids are a notorious plant eater as well. So they're going to eat the plants, and since they do love veggie-based diets and low protein foods, they love live aquarium plants. So I highly recommend you try and avoid as many aquarium plants as possible. You can get some hard-leafed ones that might be a bit hard for them to eat. You can find all sorts of colorful Mbuna cichlids, and if you do want them, then just get some fake plants, or you can stack up some rocks, and that just looks cool by itself with a black or blue background. But it's up to you what you want to do. Just expect to have some little holes in your aquarium plants from the Mbuna cichlids eating it. Second last, we have the Oscars. So Oscars are a very big, bulky aquarium fish, and you'll be able to find them almost anywhere. Now, they are a very misunderstood fish, and they're not usually cared for properly a lot of the time. But if you do have Oscars, then you'll probably see a lot of your live plants disappear. So just like with all the other fish, try to go for fake plants when keeping Oscars, as since they are big fish, they'll easily uproot those plants. And then when those plants go up to the top, they won't get any nutrients from the substrate, and they'll probably die. And it can just be a pain having to root in the plants all the time, over and over. So I just recommend you try go with fake plants that have one of those weights at the bottom, but try and make a really cool aquascape just using the fake plants with your Oscars, and make sure you do have a big tank, because these guys do get super big. And especially if you do have a really big tank, then you wouldn't really get live plants, because you need a lot to fill up the tank, plus it costs a lot. So fake plants are a cheap option, and you can get big ones to fill out the tank space if you want. Now, last on our list is the Severum, another cichlid, and this is a pretty big cichlid, although they are usually another bit of a schooling fish that'll go at the middle of the tank, but they do get to around 15 to 20 centimeters, so they are a very big fish, meaning they'll need a big tank, and because of that, most people wouldn't get live plants, or they might just have a few. But Severum are another plant eater, so you're not going to have much success keeping any plants with these, as they are another plant eater that is very notorious for just shredding up all those aquarium plants in the substrate. Also, they'll uproot them a lot too, which will also bring a nuisance and a pain in a planted aquarium. But Severum are a very cool fish. There are a few variants you can get out there. You want to have a nice big group of them in your aquarium, like 6 or more, and they're great to go with your driftwood hardscapes or your rocks, whatever you have going on. They do love sand substrates too, as they will take some mouthfuls out of that substrate to excavate for breeding or something. But I don't know too much about these, as I don't keep them, but I've done my research, and they are very known to eat aquarium plants. So you can have fake plants with these, hardscape, and you should be fine. It'll save you a big hassle cool, and that wraps up our 5 fish. Well, there you have 5 fish to avoid for your planted aquariums. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next one.